I'm going to show you how to build an email. This is specifically for a sponsored webcast follow-up email, but the same process really works for most emails, probably not all, but definitely most. So I've logged into Marketo and I've gone to the email program for the sponsored webcast, and underneath it is a folder called follow-up. And if I hit the little plus button underneath that follow-up folder, there are two email programs, one for attended and one for no-shows. So for attendees, I'm gonna click on the outbound, which is the email asset itself, and I'm gonna click edit draft. A new browser window opens with the email template. What you're going to want to do is update the email template to reflect the copy that you want. So I believe I have my copy. Nope. Go ahead and start updating the from name. We usually have it as GitLab. The from address is usually info@gitlab.com, with the reply to also being info@. This may be different depending on your needs, and you can either leave the subject line like this. This has a merge tag, so what you want to make sure is that go back to your sponsored webcast folder and go to my tokens and make sure your tokens are filled in. So webcast title is AWS Marketplace Webinar. My UTN. Need to update that as well. Make sure you have your UTM campaign, save. And so this says webcast title is AWS Marketplace Webinar. So what it'll do is it'll pull up and say, thank you for joining the AWS Marketplace Webinar webcast. So that doesn't really make sense, right? So what I'm going to do here is just delete that. Otherwise it'll say, thank you for joining the AWS Marketplace Webinar webcast, which sounds not good. So if you want to edit the email copy, you click on this. There are two boxes here. There's the outer box, which you can, if you click on the little gear, you can move up, move down, duplicate, or delete. There's also the inner box. The inner box, if you click on there, you can edit it. Go ahead and hit edit. And here, if you're feeling comfortable with HTML, click HTML and edit it here. That if you do it this way, there's going to be less likely chance for you to accidentally add extra elements in the code and make this look weird. So I would recommend editing it in the HTML. So thank you for attending. Once again, I'm going to get rid of this webcast because it'll say AWS Marketplace Webinar Webcast. So you can update your copy here. And you can make, a link by highlighting insert link, put the URL here. Don't forget to add your UTM. This right here, my UTM, if it's a GitLab website, web property, make sure you have the question mark my UTM. If it's a Path Factory or something a little bit more complicated link, please either search it in the handbook or ask one of the marketing program managers, because things are a little bit different with regards to how the URL is structured. So once you're done updating your copy, hit save. And then over here is a button. So the button is edit here, edit. And if you want to edit the text, you can go to here and you can say, for example, download the white paper. I mean, I'm just making this up. Apply. Save. What you're going to notice is this is a bug. The button now just got really big. We don't want that. So we're going to hit edit again. I'm going to go back to the HTML and you're going to put div tag around the button copy. So that's div and backslash div on the inside of the paragraph tags. Okay, apply that, save, there, it's fixed. But you're not done yet. So you've updated your button copy or your CTA. What you need to do is add your link here. If you don't add your link right here, keep the UTM, but add your link. If you don't do that, then it won't link to anywhere. So then you can actually edit the text as well. The text version is set to automatically copy from HTML. If you need to edit that, you can do that. You can add spaces. You can add links, but you cannot. You can't add any styling, so you can't make things bold. You can't make the font bigger or anything like that. So back to HTML. You have one more thing before you're done. You go to email settings and make sure you add your pre-header. So pre-header is the little preview text that you see in your inbox after the subject line. You'll see like a few words that Gmail pulls in usually, or whatever email client your subscriber is using. So here you can add quite a bit of, usually about 80 characters or so, to try and make the email more interesting. So make sure you use that. Hit save when you've updated that. And then when you can send yourself a sample here. So I click send sample, and I can send to whoever. I can send to myself. You can send the HTML and the text version. What I normally do is send it to myself and my stakeholder, or send it to myself and print a PDF version of the email and put that in the issue. So just one thing to consider is that you can put multiple emails here, email addresses. That's not a problem. Just have them separated by a comma, and then you can send when you're ready. All right, so let's say I've sent the sample and I'm gonna, just save this and wait for approval. So what I'm gonna do, this is really important, you hit approve and close. When you know that your email is approved, you get that little green checkbox right here. Outbound is approved. It's important that you approve the latest version. Otherwise, when you go to send the email, Marketo will send your previous version. It will not send your latest version, and that can cause a lot of problems. And it will not stop the deployment of the email if you have not approved it. So definitely something important to keep in mind.